Hey, DC Wright-Hammer here. I am writing again. For those of you who have followed the channel, I proclaimed a little over a year ago that I quit writing, that I was giving up on it officially. I was owning the fact that I didn't have the passion to write anymore. A lot of you watched that video and a lot of you could relate. I'll link it in the description below. And I think that especially for independent writers, we get into writing sort of haphazardly. We find ourselves suddenly publishing books and it becomes overwhelming at a certain point. And I wanted to make a quick video about my journey of going through that process, getting burnt out, quitting, and here I am a little over a year, probably 2 or 3 years removed from really having the passion from writing, and I've started writing again. So in that video that I made a little over a year ago, I talked about how writing is such a long process. It's drafting, it's trying to get it right, it's working with an editor, it's publishing, it's marketing, it's selling yourself and selling your brand. And that's just a whole lot to do. And I did it probably too much, too hard, too fast. And I really got burnt out. And I think a lot of independent authors that I had worked with, before I took my hiatus from social media, a lot of them said the same things, that they kind of felt overwhelmed, that they were getting frustrated, that they had lost the passion that they originally had when they started to get into writing. And I think coming full circle, that's understandable. We all have only a finite amount of time and energy. A lot of us, most of us, have day jobs that take up most of our energy. Then we might have family, friends, other obligations that we have to do in order to get by. And, writing would always fill a little niche in the extra time that we had. And some of us would make extra time in order to do that writing. And we took it very seriously. But I found that it was not uncommon that independent authors were frustrated, they were tired, they were really good storytellers. They could really put together a novel or short stories or something, and they're great storytellers. But trying to fit that into marketing, trying to fit that into business owning and things like that is just very difficult. And so wanted to make this quick video. I had several story ideas over the last 3-4 months, and I've probably written 10,000 words or so. And it feels different than it did in the past. In the past, I was really consumed and I just wanted to write my books, get it over with, get them published and get them out. And this really feels more balanced. This feels more like I write when I feel like writing, and I don't when I don't. And I know that sounds kind of common sense and somewhat silly, but that's not the way I wrote when I first did my first 2 novels. When I published them, I wrote them fast, I published them fast, I tried to market them fast, and that led to burnout, that led to resentment with something that I love to do. I do love to tell stories. I do love to tell a great story and also have good writing, sort of good prose, good poetic descriptions and things like that. And I lost that. It was frustrating to write. Full disclosure, there's a lot going on in my personal life at the same time. And by putting writing aside, putting social media aside, and really boiling things down and focusing on the things that mattered, my day job, my family, and my own mental health and physical health. And by focusing on those things, just give myself a year, 14 months, 15 months to really just focus on those important things, has really got me in a place where now I can enjoy writing. It's not an escape from things I don't want to deal with. Now it's just a fun fantasy, a fun place to go when the rest of my life is taken care of, when I'm not trying to pump out that next novel to add to my collection so I can sell it and market it and build my brand. I've gotten back to that point of being a creator and being almost like a kid, right? Where my imagination can just wander and take my story where it wants to go, not try to take it where I think the market wants it to go, not try to take it where I think my readers will want it to go. And I think that's what you need to remember is, for most of us, we write because we love it. We write because it's a passion. And by trying to push that, wedge that into marketing and building a brand and being a persona of an author, so on and so forth, things can get muddy. It got very muddy for me, especially towards the end of towards 2020 and the pandemic breaking out, all that stuff happening. Everything came to a head, and I just needed to take a break. And for anyone who watched that previous video of mine and could relate, take a break. Just for a year or 2 years, or maybe it's 5 years, who knows what you might need. And focus on what's important. All that energy you would have put into that next story, that next character, or even existing stories and characters, put that into your life. Put that into the things that you need to do to put yourself in the best position. So that way your characters and your stories do get the best of you. They do get the best version, the best author that you can be. And you're not fighting for time or money or exposure or whatever it is. And so that's what I've learned. That's what I've learned from writing furiously for 3 years, taking a 2 or 3 year hiatus, and coming back to it. That's the advice I'd give anybody who is in a similar situation. It's not hopeless. You don't need to delete all your work. You don't need to take all your books off of Amazon. You don't need to run away. But you do need to take a break. And that's different from running away. That's different from feeling like a failure. Even great athletes, they get injured. They have to take breaks. They, get days off, different things like that. You need to build into yourself as an author and who you are, the ability to even escape from writing and escape from the pressures that being an independent author or just an author put on you. And so, again, I want to make this video to talk about that, and I hope some of you got something out of it. I know it's been a really interesting journey for me. If you have questions, comments, or anything, you can put them down below. And if you haven't, feel free to subscribe, talk about mental health, technology use, and writing. And that's what this channel is about moving forward. So thanks again for watching, and I'll catch you later.